Hi, everybody. It's Ashley of Day to Day Social Work. I am a private online tutor and I specialize in assisting people to pass the license exam in social work on the master's and bachelor's level. You can find me online at daytodaysocialwork.wix.com/my site, or you can find me on YouTube at Day to Day Social Work. And tonight I am here to make a video. Just something again to break the monotony of studying for the license exam. And what I wanted to talk about today is, well, in this video is actually about will help you while preparing for the license exam. So I've tutored a number of people who have had something drastic come up right before their exam happened, whether it was the day before, 2 days before, or the day of. And the same thing happened to me. So I just wanted to come by and share that with you. So the topic of this video is what to do when you have an unexpected issue that pops up right before your exam. So I've tutored people who have had a loss in their family or in their close friends' family right before their exam that impacted them. I've tutored people who had some kind of issue on their job that impacted them the day of or the day before their exam. I've had people to get sick with the stomach bug specifically a day or two before their exam, or the week before their exam. So all these things pop up unexpectedly right before the exam, and it kind of puts you into a panic and it takes your focus off of studying for the exam. And we need to be healthy and happy when we take the exam, in our right minds, and not sick or depressed or sad and those kind of things that can affect the outcome of the exam. And so I wanted to talk about that tonight. The thing that happened to me, and I don't know if I've mentioned this in another video or not, but the thing that happened to me right before my exam, I tested on a Saturday, and on that Thursday before, I had a former client complete suicide 2 days before my exam. This was a teenager. He was 18. I had worked with him and his family for about a year while I was working at my last job, working with families in transitional housing. And I worked with him and his mom to help him get into college. He was very bright, very just popular kid, very intelligent. He had so much potential, but he could not see it for whatever reason. And according to the news reports and the things that I found out from his mom and all over, he completed suicide. I think he had gone to college, so we got him off to college. We spoke with the school, the high school, the guidance counselors, talked to him about his next steps after college and things like that. And he finally decided to go to college, and that decision was made, I believe, after I left that organization. But he graduated high school and he went to college, and he was there for about 2 or 3 weeks. And again, he completed suicide. And so one of my old coworkers texted me and told me about it, and I was completely shocked and I didn't really believe it. I was in denial, and I'm thinking, maybe this is not true, or maybe somebody is making this up. How kids joke around and stuff like that. But it was true, and I really just could not believe it, because this kid, he was smart, he was athletic, he was handsome, he was popular, great personality, a lot of swag and all that kind of stuff. And working with him and his family, they had a lot of issues, but you never think that they won't overcome them. And you would never think that something that drastic would happen, but it did. And so, even though this is a client, I worked at a residential facility with this family when they lived on site along with all of the other families, and they could come in whenever they wanted to. So the kids could come in after school or after practice, and they could come and just sit and chill and talk to you and that kind of thing. And, you know, so you build bonds with these people that are beyond just, oh, this is my job kind of thing. And so it really hurt me to my core to learn that he completed suicide. But then I'm like, you know, that's just like, I won't say his name, but, you know, he had to have his way. You couldn't tell him anything, and it was just like, you know, in a weird way, it was okay, although it's not okay. But it just seemed like that was his personality. Like, if he was going to leave, it was going to be on his terms kind of thing. But again, suicide is not okay. And if anybody needs help, or you know anyone that needs help, you know, reach out for help and get that help. And I'll put a phone number and a link for suicide in the description box. But you know, it just really tore me apart because this kid, I love working with kids, and he had so much potential. And so I didn't think it would affect me as much as it did. But I could not even work that day. And so I was crying so bad, and I just couldn't focus at work. So they told me to take the rest of the day off, and that Friday off. And so I took the days off, and I went to the library that Friday, and I studied. I studied that Thursday, and just took a moment, and instead of rescheduling my exam, I went ahead and took it, and I passed it. But for people that have similar situations or illness or any other thing that affects your ability to take the exam, especially if it's, you know, the day of, well, not the day of, but the day before, up to 24 hours before, you can reschedule your exam 24 hours before you're scheduled to take it. And I know most people know that, but some people may not know that. So if something happens, or you feel yourself getting sick, or you don't feel prepared, please reschedule your exam. And you want to be healthy and in your right, like I said, in your right mind to take the exam and feeling good when you go and take the exam. So if something happens and you know it's going to affect you, and you're going to be worked up and not being able to focus, and your mind is going to be all over the place, please reschedule your exam, because you need to be in a clear space as far as your mind. You need to be mentally prepared, and having an unexpected death, which death is always unexpected, I guess, in most cases, but, you know, of someone who's very close to you, that can really affect you. Illnesses can affect you, especially that stomach bug that seemed to have been going around with a lot of the people that I tutor about 2 weeks ago, even in different states. I've had 3 people over the last week or so who had a stomach bug and had to either reschedule their exam or reschedule tutoring and things like that. So, you know, don't be afraid to reschedule your exam if you feel like you need it, if you feel like you need to because of an illness or something that happens unexpectedly. Any comments or questions, leave them in the comment box. And again, I will have information for suicide in the description box. And then also another good thing, QPR is a training. It's called the Gatekeeper training that I had, and it's question, persuade, and refer is what QPR stands for. And that is like a training that you can go through to determine whether or not someone needs help for suicide. So you question them and find out if they are in fact a risk for suicide, and then you persuade them to get help or to accept help, and then you refer them to that help. So if I can find it, I'll also put that a link to that in the description box as well. All right, so till next time, I'll see you later.